What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sunday Soup, the podcast where comfort meets conversation. I'm Lindsay. I'm your host, your chef, your storyteller. Every other week, I whip up a delicious soup and pair with some thought-provoking conversation, some inspiring stories, and a few jokes every now and then. Today's a fun day, I think. I basically grabbed stuff that was in my fridge that I had leftover groceries from and was like, we're going to make this work. So bear with me. I'm going to make a miso dumpling soup. Never made this before. Don't know what I'm doing. But I had this stuff and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm leaning into just, going with the flow. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the flow. And we're going to chat about all things that have been in my mind, books I've been reading, things I've been thinking about, business updates, life updates. I don't know. I'm just here to yap and make a decent soup. So yeah, grab your bowl, get cozy, get comfy. And we're gonna whip up the soup together and let's take it to the stove. Okay, so for this soup, I buy these dumplings all the time. They have different flavors. They have like Korean barbecue. I can't think of all of them, but they have a bunch of different flavors. Words are hard. In my last grocery list, I just got the regular tofu vegetables that come with like a sweet and sour, no. Oh my gosh, a sweet and savory sauce. I don't know what's going on today. I've got this miso paste that you can like use to make miso soup or miso salad dressing. Some frozen spinach, a big old bag of it, because you know how spinach goes. And no, I'm not going to use 3 bottles of veggie broth. This one is like a quarter left. This one's like a half, and this one I think is full. So between them, I'll have enough. Some soy sauce, some sesame oil, ginger, and garlic, obviously are really important. And then I've got carrots that when I looked at, people were like, oh, you should julienne the carrots. I don't really know what that means. So I'm going to do the best I can to just like have good carrots in the soup. That makes sense. So, but yeah, all things chatting. Let's see, last week I did a cozy ketchup over soup. I don't even remember what I talked about, but I just know I was yapping and I was like, this is fun. This is like more of what I liked about potentially having a podcast. I don't know. I think my first episodes, I was like really structured and I was really prepared. Okay, this is not going to work. I'm just going to use the peeler because I have a peeler and it'll julienne them for me. I don't even know if that's the same thing, but it'll give me the little slices. Okay, so I settled on the peeler. I'm going to use the peeler. Anyways, I was really prepared in the beginning. I was really well structured for my episodes. I had like scheduled them. I knew topics I wanted to talk about. And not that I'm not anymore, but like I kind of just missed having the authenticity of when I was making soup and like just having fun. I was making soup and like, I don't know, using this as time for myself before I started the podcast. And then I started the podcast. I was like, well, this is fun. But then I felt like I started to lose like the fun of it, which sounds crazy, but like it's true. When you make something, like you take your hobby and make it into a job or like make it into a thing that you share with people, it does require more energy and time and effort. So I've just gone back to what I originally liked. And I don't know. So y'all tell me what you like. Maybe I'll do a mix next season. It's crazy to think that this is episode 8, only 2 more episodes to go, which is really exciting. And I'm excited to like do something different in season 2 and like learn from this season what I have enjoyed and maybe did enjoy and what really y'all have enjoyed and did enjoy about this season. So that's been fun and I'm really proud of myself for producing 10 episodes. I've definitely learned a lot on this journey about podcasting, about creating something and building something. I will say in the beginning, I was like doing it. I was obviously writing my scripts and filming and cooking and then editing them and making social content. And I got burnt out and tired pretty quick. So I now have an editor and he edits the videos for me. And I think that was a really smart decision to make. So if anyone is like feeling burnt out, like maybe you want to start something, but it is a lot of effort and it is a lot of work to create it from scratch. Like, don't feel like you have to do it all by yourself. I think that's something I had to like teach myself, was that it was okay to like get help or like hire other help or whatever. I'm like scared I'm gonna like get my fingers or something. So yeah, just feel encouraged that like you can use the resources that are available to you, because there are people with these skills that want to do these things. That one's like, that's not a good piece. I didn't peel this one well. That can do these things for you so that you can spend more time and more focus on like the parts that you do like. And that's something I've been talking with my friends about too. Like, we were talking about hiring cleaners. And I feel like I was hesitant at first, but I've been really considering it recently, because the amount of time I spend, like, I just have to spend so much more time cleaning. And it's fine. Like, I can do it, but there are times when my life is busy and it's not something I want to have to spend a half a day on, like washing laundry and doing my whole apartment. And so I have really considered getting a cleaner and just trying it out, because that time I could get back is invaluable. Like, I work a full-time job. I have this podcast. I am just trying to start my business. Like, I don't know. Even if you don't have all that, just having a full-time job and having to cook and clean and go to the gym and do all those things, like, it's a lot of work. So I don't know. I really am considering like taking less stress, stop feeling like I have to do everything, and taking less stress onto myself, and like using the resources that are available to me, like, because I can do that and I can't afford that, and I might as well do it while I can. I know there are people out there that definitely can't, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can, like, you can pay for the convenience. And maybe that's like a capitalist mindset, but we live in a capitalist world, so I might as well take advantage of it. I think that's probably enough carrots. I don't know. That's really like the only part of this soup. So they're really thin though, so I feel like maybe I should do some more, or do a few more. What else has been going on? Well, you all know I've been training for a race, and actually when this episode drops, it'll be the week of my race. Curious to see how I'm looking then. I've gotten a lot better. There's a lot of progress, but I still don't necessarily feel ready. I'm a little nervous. I thought I would be maybe further along than I am, or like in my progress, or I don't know. I don't know what I expected, but I think I didn't know what to expect at this point. So I'm curious to see how me that week looks and during the race feels. Especially, I've had a lot of hiccups. I've just been sick and injured. Y'all, getting older is crazy. Like, my back be hurting. I do not recover like I used to. So it's been interesting. But that's really all the prep for this. So I'm going to see you on the other side. We're going to get this on the stove and cooking. This is a pretty easy, quick soup. All right, so y'all already know how it starts, with butter and garlic in the pan. My butter is really cold. I forgot I had it in the fridge. Butter and garlic. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, the timing is so interesting. Like, time has flown by. Like, 2024 didn't exist, and like this year is really moving fast, and I don't think I expected that. It's hard to believe it's been almost a year since I graduated from grad school and like moved to Raleigh, and I've definitely enjoyed Raleigh. Sorry, this thing is confusing. It's hard to believe I've been here almost a year now, even though I've moved 30 minutes away. Like, I didn't move that far, but still, like, time is going by fast. I've been at my job almost a year. Like, I've just been experiencing a lot of transition, and I think that's really how this podcast started, was like me dealing with transition and discussing transition. So it's a full circle moment, really. And I don't know, I've learned a lot about life and about myself over this last year since grad school, like things that I'm interested in, my values, like who I want to be, what I want out of life. I feel like I knew those things before, but like this year I was really able to put them into practice and like develop who I want to be, or, you know, like what I desire. So that's been really cool and really fun to watch some days and not so fun other days. I've had so much time for like my hobbies. Like, I think I told you this, like, I started playing guitar. I still play guitar. I don't play as much as I did when I first started, but I'm also like trying to get an acoustic guitar so that I can spend time playing my acoustic, because it's just an easier setup. So I've been playing my guitar. What other hobbies have I been up to? Oh, I've had time. I don't know if I should put this in here now. I'm gonna put it in there now. I have had time to read for fun. And, you know, when you're in school, whoops, this is a little high. I'll be honest. I had it a little way too high. When you're in school, especially grad school, it is a lot of reading. Like, they want you to read everything. And some of it is interesting and like fun stuff, but a lot of it is not fun. Or maybe it would be fun if they didn't tell me I had to read it. Like, I might enjoy it if I chose to read it, because some of it was very interesting. But to be able to read for fun again has been so refreshing. Everybody knows I've been in the ACOTAR series. Love. I'm so mad that I'm so late to the game. 1 level teaspoon. Okay, just making sure I don't put too much. Because miso can be salty, so I don't want to put too much. But I love this series. I'm so mad that it took me this long to get hip to it. It's so good and it's so entertaining, and like all day, all night, all I'm thinking about is, oh my gosh, I want to read my book. But I also read, like, Tia Williams is probably one of my favorite authors, and she has some really good books. And so I read A Love Letter for Ricky Wilde most recently. And I think the first book I read by her was 7 Days in June. I read that while I was in school. But since being out of school, I read The Perfect Find and A Love Letter for Ricky Wilde. And I love that book. That was a good one. But my job has a book club, and I'm a part of that book club. So I read House in the Cerulean Sea with them. I mean, that's a really freaking good book. Like, I did not know what to expect when they told us to read that book. I didn't really know what it was about. And at first I was like, okay, no. That book is so good. It's so cute. I love the characters in it. And it really like grew on me. I'm gonna add more veggie broth. And so now I'm reading the second part of that book, which is, what's it called? The House, no, it's not House in the Cerulean Sea. That's the first one. The second one, I can't think of what it's called, but it's about Arthur, who's like one of the characters in the last book, and like it basically tells us his lore. So I'm reading that. I've really been on a fantasy kick though, like everything fantasy I want to read. So if you have any book recommendations, I've been told to read Fourth Wing. I've been told to read the series that comes after, like the ACOTAR series, Throne of Glass, I think that's what it's called. So I got some recommendations. My want to read and to be read is long. It's getting longer and longer every day because there's so many good books out. But yeah, I've really been into like reading, and y'all know I have a best friend who is like the book girl. So I take all her recommendations, and she always gives good recommendations. And I don't know if I should say this, but I hope she has like a bookstagram, and it has like, you know, the books that she reads, but I'm hoping she will start her YouTube soon so that y'all can really appreciate her recommendations, and so that we can be YouTube girlies together and understand the struggle. No. But yeah, I've been reading a lot. I just added ginger, carrots, and I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. Y'all, sesame, please pour it in a cap or on a spoon because this stuff is strong, and like the smallest amount goes a long way. I've learned from experience that you do not want to put too much in there because you will hate yourself. And a little bit of soy sauce. And then I'm going to taste the broth. Once I like the broth, I'll add in the dumplings because they won't take that long. And I'll add in the spinach because that also won't take that long. So I'm just going to let this mix a little bit. I don't want to overdo it with seasoning because the miso is strong. So I don't want to like over salt or go too far. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this year, almost year, being out of school and just like exploring new parts of myself and making new friends and meeting new people and like discovering what I want to do with my life, which I still don't know. It changes by the hour, by the day, it feels like. Oh, I like it, but it needs something. It's missing something. I'm struggling to think of what it's missing. Okay, let me think and then I'll be back. All right, I'm gonna add pepper and I'm gonna actually add in more ginger. I don't know what, it's missing something. I just can't figure out what it is. I'm trying to think. I actually might add like a little bit of sriracha. Sometimes that helps. It's a really good broth. There's just something that I'm missing, and I just, brain is like, can't tell what. Sometimes I like making soup and like meals from scratch because like you get to be creative and like test your palate and your brain. Okay, the pepper made it better. I'm gonna actually add red pepper flakes, red chili, whatever that is. We're gonna add that. And I'm gonna add some sriracha. I just feel like sriracha like always elevates like Asian flavored things, Asian style flavor, Asian cuisine, whatever. So adding that in. This is like a true broth soup. Like you really gotta know what your broth, like your broth is gonna make or break it. And while I've been like just going through life and doing all the things, I am still in the process of opening my business, and I'm almost done with my business classes, at least right now. I don't know, when I post this, I think I'll still be in them. I actually don't know. That's a lot better. Okay, that's a lot better. Ooh, I like that a lot. But yeah, I'm still in the process of like building my business and being in business school, and it's been a lot of fun. The first half of my program really was like dealing with the mindset of being an entrepreneur and like what it means and the lifestyle. And at first I was like, okay, like can we get to the content, like the money and the nitty gritty, and like tell me what I need to know. But honestly, I'm so glad that we did it, because my biggest hesitation with opening a business was, I was like, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know if I have what it takes to do this. Like, I have this idea. Don't even know if the idea is good. I'm just adding some of the sauce that they gave me in the dumplings to it. I was just like, I don't know, I don't know anybody that's like doing what I'm doing. I know people that own businesses, but my business idea is just very different. And so I was like really struggling with the mindset and feeling confident that I had the skills that like are needed to be a business owner. And so the first half was really just like getting into the entrepreneur mindset, and oh my gosh, it changed my life. Honestly, like the way I think about my business, the way I like approach questions, and like the market research side of things, and like developing my idea and being confident in my idea has changed so much. And also the cohort model was really helpful, and like having people in your class who are also doing the same thing, like never owned a business but want to, and they're like, no, this is a good idea, like you got to run with this, or like just pouring into you and telling you like, oh, you should think about doing this, or you should think about doing that. That made all the difference. Oh, this is so good now. Oh, that's really good. So I'm so glad that I did it. And I did go through a little bit of imposter syndrome. When I first started, I was like, I'm about to be in this class with these people. They're older than me. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they also don't know what they're doing, which has been nice. And even I was talking to one of the ladies in my class, and she was like, no, like go for it. She was like, you're young, do it now. Like you're concerned about being young, and she's like, I'm concerned about being older. Like I have all these business ideas that I never capitalized on, and I waited till I'm this age, and you're young, have time to do it, have the space, no kids, like go for it, girl. And so it's just been really reaffirming me. And even if this idea doesn't work out, or like even if this business only lasts so long or whatever, my mindset about being an entrepreneur and being a business owner has shifted so much, and I'm so grateful for it, because I feel like that's the hardest part. It's easy to register for your business. It's even easier, or it's not impossible to get money for your business, and it's not impossible to start a business, but it is really hard to have the mindset of an entrepreneur and a business owner and wake up every day with internal motivation and internal drive to get up and get to it, because no one is there telling you to do it. You don't have a boss or a manager that's like encouraging you, or anyone that you have to show up for. It's just for yourself, at least in the beginning when you're building it. So like it's been a mental shift for me. And I was telling my therapist, like, I've just been really mentally tired, and I couldn't figure out why. And I think I started to understand, like, I really am going through a lot of mental change, and like in the best way, like mental challenges that have like prepared me for whatever this next chapter is in my life. And that was why I was so tired. Like even when I'm running, like I'm mentally challenging myself to be better than the last time. And like while it's physically taxing, more than anything, it's a mental game. And when you're doing that, multiple times a week, and then you're going to business class, and you're doing the homework, and you're going to work, and you're showing up at work, you're showing up for your friends, you're showing up for yourself, you're showing up for your dog. Like, I don't know, I was getting a little close to like burnout land, but I think like that mental toughness and that mental strength is really gonna like prove its worth, and it'll help me become the best that I can be, like in all avenues of my life, not even just business. So I really do appreciate the class, and how it wasn't just, this is how you own a business, this is how you start a business, like the logistics, because you can find that stuff out, but really this is how you become a business owner and like have the mindset of a business owner. So I put everything in here. I'm gonna let this like a rolling simmer just to get the dumplings warm and the spinach cooked for like probably 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. And all right, so I got this. This looks really good. Yummy bowl of soup, and I actually have some sesame seeds. I wish I had some green onion, because that would have been really good, but I don't, and it's really hot. But let's see. I'm scared to burn myself. Oh, y'all, I really might, like my bag might be soup. Like I can cook other stuff, but the way I be making this soup, and it tastes so good, it's unreal. It's so unreal. I need to open a soup restaurant. so that y'all can taste this, because y'all need to be experiencing this. It's just so good. I'm like about to go in for another bite on cam, and normally I take like one little cute bite on camera and then go, but this is too good. All the filling is coming out of the dumpling. Okay, I'm done being a big bag. Yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. 2 more episodes to go to the end of season 1, so get in where you can, get in where you fit in, and yeah, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Okay, bye.